Can you dig it, sucker?
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the BOAT, Brad Gilmore, as they discuss everything from inside the ring to the backstage and beyond. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
All right, guys, Brad Gilmore here from the Hall of Fame, here to keep it 100. Some men walk into a room like regular dudes, but when you've got Blue Chew in your corner, you walk in like it's a main event. I'm talking pyro, lights, smoke machines, a Titantron package, and your theme music blasting. Because Blue Chew just isn't a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like somebody handed your downstairs a gym membership, a hype man, and a Hall of Fame ring all at once.
And let me tell you something right now, man. This ain't just about sex. This is about legacy. This is about making sure your third legacy gets remembered. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex, shipped straight to your door, man, in a discreet package. You don't need to go to the doctor's office, man. You don't need to stand in line at a pharmacy. Just come ready to go.
Look, last time I tried one of Blue Chew's tablets, my hog got so confident it demanded its own Instagram account. It told me missionary was off-brand and it was only doing extreme positions. I tried Blue Chew and suddenly my hog had a zip code, a driver's license, and voting rights. That's not just performance, that's a lifestyle.
Dog, for me, it felt like my parents were cutting promos on me, saying, "We can't hold this man anymore. Somebody call security." It was like my entire lower half turned into a tag team championship, man. And my brother, sometimes it's not even about the action. It's about walking into the room knowing you're holding a steel chair under the table, man, ready to go whenever the bell rings.
Look, this just isn't a supplement. It's an erection resurrection. And the truth is, it's not about what happens in the bedroom. It's about knowing that you're that guy. You want to give her group chat something to talk about? You want to hear your name come up at brunch? Lay it down with Blue Chew's help. And believe me, they'll be talking about how it gets up.
And that's real talk, guys. You only get one career, one championship run, and one chance to etch your name in the history books. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Step into the ring with Blue Chew and become a legend.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, you get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code BOOKER at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Use promo code BOOKER, BOOKER, and head to BlueChew.com for details and safety information.
Want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Now can you dig that, sucker? Can you dig it? Houston, get ready to rumble with the Hall of Fame on ESPN Radio.
That's right, Booker. We're bringing the heat Tuesday through Friday right here on the Houston airwaves on 97.5 and 92.5.
We've got the exclusive scoop on wrestling, boxing, and everything in between.
Join us for the smackdown of sports talk and don't miss a moment of the action.
The Hall of Fame. Now can you dig that, sucker?
Hey guys, this is Brent Gilmore from the Hall of Fame with Booker T. And you know, we talk a lot about trust on this show. Trust in your team, trust in the process, trust in your opponent. And you got to talk about trust in your money. And that's why I use Cash App. I do. I use Cash App. This is true. I use it every single day. It's where I have a card with. It's where I exchange currency with, whether I'm getting a haircut, whether I'm getting, some lawn services, whatever the case might be. I use Cash App because it's fast, it's secure, and it makes handling my money so simple. So whether I'm splitting a dinner bill, splitting money with a friend, checking my balance before a big weekend, it's all right there in the app. So if you download Cash App today and use our referral code, which is SECURE10, for $10 when you sign up, that's SECURE, SECURE, the number 10. Do that. Use that code because Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards are issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. You visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. So go ahead, hit that download button. Use my code SECURE10 and join the millions of people already using Cash App to make life easier. Trust me, you'll be glad that you did it, okay? SECURE10, SECURE10, SECURE10. And remember, Cash App is a financial services platform. It is not a bank. Banking services are provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards are issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures and use Cash App today. Booker and I use it. You should use it too. Cash App, Cash App, Cash App.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Booker T. And before we get rolling today, man, this message right here is sponsored by Raycon.
That's right, Book. Raycon's everyday earbuds have officially become the go-to gift for this holiday season. They sound great. They look great. They last all day long and then some with 32 hours of battery life.
Yeah, dog. And that's no cap, man. These things are built for real life, and I wear mine all the time, and they stay in place. They don't fall out, and they're comfortable as can be. Over 4 million people already got a pair, man. And if you've been curious, now is the time. Oh, yeah.
You're right, BT, because here's the deal. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Raycon is giving up to 30% off all products. It's perfect for gifting. And if you're like me, you're going to keep a couple pairs for yourself.
You know me, man. I love my gadgets, man. And these everyday earbud classics are loaded with upgrades. You got that active noise cancellation, multi-connectivity, and you can hook up to 2 devices at once. And they got that ergonomic fit. Stay put no matter what you're doing, man. Oh, yes.
And the colors, I love them. I'm rocking with that cool mint, but they also got blush violet. They got matte black. They got all kinds of different options. It's not just earbuds. It's an accessory that matches your vibe.
And get this, you can quick charge these bad boys. 10 minutes get you 90 minutes of playtime. 32 hours total with the Case Plus awareness mode. I love it, man. You can use it when you walking the dog. You know, me and Rover, we do it all the time, and you can still hear everything going on around you. That's a game changer. Oh, yes, man.
Yeah, man, I actually use these every day, and I mean it. I use this. Booker uses this. We all use Raycon, so you should use them too. Over 3 million people have already got them, man. 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. It's going to keep on coming. And they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. So if you don't love them, no worries. Easy return.
That's right, dog. Nothing to lose, but everything, and I mean everything, to gain.
So don't wait. Raycon is going big for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Everything's up to 30% off. Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/Booker. That's buyraycon.com/Booker, Booker, and save on Raycon audio products site-wide.
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore as always, and we're on the road right now. Here with my main man, the Undertaker. Always on the case, as well as a man about town. Mark Calloway, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
How you feel?
Well, hey, with my hands. I don't feel as good as you do, brother. I don't feel as good as you do.
No, man, I've been waiting on this for a long time, actually, to just sit down and shoot the breeze with you and talk about the state of professional wrestling right now, more than anything, the way I see it. You and I, we somewhat relics. We come from the old school.
Well, relics is kind of strong.
That's a strong word.
That's a strong word, relic.
Hey, man, we've been around. We've seen it all. And now the way these young guys do it, compared to the way we did it, that's like two totally different worlds, don't you think?
It is completely two different worlds. It's crazy because never in a million years could I imagine how athletic these guys are today.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think because they are, I mean, they're doing like I don't know if it was the video games they played as kids, but they're doing video game type stuff in the ring.
Yeah.
And what I think it's almost, sometimes it's a curse because they're so athletic and they rely so much on that aspect that they forget the most important aspect of what we do, and that is storytell. And I think, I've mentioned it to, different people high up and it's like, hey, we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think at some point we're going to have to figure out a way to get it back in there because these guys, and I'm just thinking about their health of nothing else.
Yeah.
Because I tell people this all the time and people look at me like I'm crazy, but in any given wrestling match, any match, at some point in that match, you're 2 inches away from something really catastrophic happening.
Yes, indeed.
So you want to limit those as much as possible.
Yeah, and the stuff that these guys are doing to get reactions from the crowds, I mean, it just makes it exponentially more dangerous than what it has to be because after a while, people get desensitized to the crazy moves, the double backflip off the top rope onto the floor.
Yeah,
I've seen it done a couple of times. Now, what do you have for me? Mm-hmm. So you have to continue to push the envelope to, okay, what am I going to have to do to get a reaction? Whereas, our era and, I mean, and it's hard to argue with them because look, business is great.
It's their era too.
It is. It's their era.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I mean, as just being there through the years and knowing what it does to your body, it's just like, man, you're not going to have careers like we had. You're going to burn out. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, you always say too, Book, it's like not so much the moves, it's what you do in between the moves that really count.
Yeah.
And like, we were at the pay-per-view watching Bad Blood. The main event was that Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline. First 5 minutes of the match, all they've done is a headlock. And the crowd's on their feet.
Yep.
They're pointing to the corner for the tag.
Yeah.
Tag comes in, huge pop. They're not doing anything, but that's the essence of it,
yeah,
right?
but they're hooked.
They're
hooked, and that's the key to what you want to do. It's hard to go and do some kind of crazy double backwards moonsault onto the floor. That should be something. You should be laid out for a while, right?
Yeah.
And you would much prefer to do, for instance, like a spinneroonie or a sit-up and get that same pop as opposed to doing the
no
triple
trauma.
back.
No trauma on the body, right?
Yeah. I think that, it starts from, like I say, you got to know how to make it in the locker room before you make it in the ring. Everything is so important as far as, really going out there and performing at the highest level. But we got a chance to learn that. But we got a chance to learn it from a lot of great veterans that came before us. A lot of these guys today, they're pretty much going out there and pretty much figuring this thing out on their own, as well as they think they know it just as much as we do or anybody else. Making a statement like we're making right now from a constructive criticism standpoint, on social media, we could get so much pushback as far as, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
You guys.
Well, you will get pushed.
Oh, you're going to get pushed. Yeah, you're old, you're old, you're bitter. Yeah, nothing to be bitter about. I've done everything there is to do.
What do you think about that? Because I always said, can you imagine, one of the young tennis players saying, Roger Federer, who the hell, who is he beat?
Who do you ever beat, right?
I mean, can you imagine that? You know what I mean?
And if y'all are offering your opinion, it's not because you have to, it's because you're saying something to hopefully better the business, right? I mean, you're not saying it to be critical.
That's the ultimate goal because obviously we love the business. We want to see the business continue to grow, but we also have years and years and years of experience and I know the injury bug pretty damn well, and that's just one aspect of it. But I don't care how long the business goes on. It's always going to be the essence of good. Is going to be good storytelling,
Yeah, yeah.
I say wrestling, and this is one of the things I say quite a bit. Wrestling isn't about wrestling moves. It's not.
Yeah.
It's about storytelling. We use wrestling moves to help tell that story, but it's not about all that. That's just a tool to get to the essence of A versus B, and whatever that story is that wraps them up. And I think there needs to be, some guys got it. There's a lot of
one guy I think about all the time when we talk about the guy that got it, and that's Roman.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is one of the best, wrestlers that we've seen in the past couple of decades. I mean, he really is, as far as storytelling goes. And I say that because the bar has always been not how good you look, but how good you can make somebody else look. Mm-hmm. And when I watch Roman, no matter who he's in the ring with, that person looked better than they've ever looked with anybody else. And I use him, and I use even like I said. People say, asking, who do I think the best wrestler in the world right now is? I said Gunther, Mm-hmm. And the reason I said Gunther is because he's the most believable guy right now. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that, you're going to see him, in the airport, and he's going to pass that airport test. You're going to see him. You may not even know who he is, but you're going to wonder, who's that guy?
Yeah.
So
for me.
And you're going to think twice to go up to him and ask for an autograph.
Exactly.
He carries himself in that manner.
Right, exactly.
That's part of the whole
package.
Yeah. Who do you see perhaps maybe one of those guys who are cut from that same cloth?
Yeah, well, Gunther's my guy.
Yeah.
I talk about him on my show all the time. He's a throwback. He doesn't do anything crazy.
Not at all.
He doesn't do anything crazy. He chops the shit out of you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I thought about taking one of those chops. I thought about
in the Rumble,
it.
right?
I hope that thought faded away.
I thought about it for a second.
Faded away.
Just get me up out of here.
Yeah, no, we don't. Just go ahead and dump me.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything crazy. What he does is believable. Everything he does is believable, and he'll shine you up like when it's like a good heel should.
Very, very easy. Yeah, easy blueprint.
It's an easy blueprint without doing anything that's really stupid, and then makes the risk that much more. Now, obviously, you're right. There's going to be a lot of pushback. Well, it's a different era, and these guys are willing to do that. Well, I'm telling you, I pushed the envelope in certain times, but I made the things that I did that were dangerous. I always put them in a place where they meant something. There was a call for me to do something desperate, like the dive over the top.
The dive over the top is what I was just thinking.
I was just going to say that too, because you're going to get pushed back and go, well, you did the dive.
Yeah, I did the dive, but I was very judicious with the dive. I didn't do it every week on TV. I did it when I was like, okay, I'm in trouble in this match. I got an opening. I got to pull something out to turn the tide.
Yeah.
Or I used it in a manner to turn the tide of the match against me.
Right.
But it meant something.
Yeah.
It's just it's not just a high spot like, oh, look, Undertaker could dive over the top rope.
Right.
No, Undertaker's willing to do that
to win this
match.
That's how much it means.
Yeah. So that's the difference. I'm
not
diving off of anything.
I don't blame you. Well, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. It's.
Do you think it has anything to do with? And again, I don't think we want it to come off like we're harping on the new guys, because obviously, like you said, business is great and there's a lot of great matches. Do you think anything of it has to do with the fact that the matches are much more? And this isn't just a WWE thing. This is an industry-wide thing. Matches are much more rehearsed and planned out, where maybe they're not feeling those moments of that. Hey. We didn't plan this spot, but I'm feeling this spot. Yeah. We need to do the dive here, or what have you.
Yeah, no, I think that's a big part of it. If you script it out to move or whatever it is you're going to do, you are going to lose feel, and you're not going to have the ability to adapt. There are certain things that happen just that you don't expect, that you don't see when you're thinking about whatever it is the story you want to tell. Something will happen, and if you don't pick up on it and seize that moment, it's an opportunity lost a lot of time. But if you're going by the script, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
Oh, man.
And the thing is, if this messes up,
yeah.
And then you want to go to this, but you can't anymore. It's like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, I mean, and but it is. I mean, it is what it is. It is the evolution. But I think that's where guys like, myself and Book and the Shawn Michaels and all those guys, it's up to us and we have those opportunities like, hey, pump the brakes just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take a little bit of this out and make that leg, work a leg. I loved, and people don't think it'd work now, but when I worked with somebody that was smaller than me, I love when they worked on my leg because it made absolute perfect sense.
Yeah.
How are you going to get a monster off of his feet?
Yeah.
You're going to chop it down. Mm-hmm. And I love selling that way. So I don't know, man. I like I said, it's hard to argue. They're making more money. They have more opportunities, and business is great. But I just worry about. I think the overall essence of what we do is storytell.
Yeah. You know what? Over these years, all of the years that I've done, professional wrestling, it's always been about like the camaraderie, the boys hanging out, having fun, telling stories. I don't miss a whole lot as far as the wrestling goes. The parts I missed about the wrestling is the feeling. Of being in a moment to where you got the crowd and you could just sit there in the middle of the ring and savor that moment because you just know you got them. Hanging out in the back, you're at the hotel hanging out. What do you miss the most, man?
Yeah,
what do you miss the most?
Those moments of just taking a Mania for as an example and get to that point in the match where you're in a double down and they're just screaming and waiting for somebody to move and just kind of mumbling under your breath like, we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
We got him.
I wanted to say that too. Yeah. Because I said that same thing, man.
And then have the discipline to sit there and wait.
Oh my God.
And that's just like, okay.
Yeah, that's the best. That's one of the best feelings in the world.
That is the biggest, not a payoff. There's no bigger gratification than when you're sitting there in the ring doing absolutely zero, and they are losing their minds.
Yes,
that's when you know you got your own.
That's what it's about. That's what the business is.
It is.
Like you say, Book, it's the art of doing nothing.
Yes. That's what I talk about all the time.
The art of doing nothing.
The art of doing nothing, man. Yeah. Those are the things I miss. I think about the wrestling side of it, and then, like I say, just the trips. Even though the bus rides were, like, it wasn't the greatest, but it was the best thing in the world at the same time.
Oh yeah, everybody's in the same struggle. Like there's nobody, and there's not really on the bus. There's not a hierarchy.
JBL freaking loud,
and obnoxious.
Messing with everybody.
Yeah, but then the bar, and the bar, I missed. That's one of my favorite things. Is sitting there, especially after you've killed it, some town sold out, and you've had, especially I don't know why overseas or in Europe or wherever, like those moments in the bars were so fun.
Yes, indeed.
Just you went out there, you worked your ass off, you paid it off, and now you're sitting there with your buddies. And you relive a little bit of it, and you say you're telling stories, you're telling lies, and it's just I missed the camaraderie of the boys. That was such a rewarding
times go
part.
fast, man. The time goes by so freaking fast, and people always told me, man, the time's gonna go by fast, but you never really think about it until you get to that point. But I tell you, man. What a time it was for the business. Business was booming at that point in time, but then I look at it now.
Yeah, it's crazy now, man.
I look at it now, and the trips that these guys are taking, and the experiences that they're having is such an amazing time. And I say, man, we had the best time in the business. I don't think that way now, man. These guys right now, man, it's a hell of a time to be in the business right now.
Yeah, I think that the athletes are treated in a way. I think the athletes themselves now are almost on the same level as the guys in the NFL, the NBA.
Yeah.
They're looked at and other genres of entertainment. I think WWE superstars are looked at on that same that same light.
Yeah.
Most recognizable. I think we've always probably been the most recognizable athletes and entertainers because we have so much TV time.
Mm-hmm.
But now just in general, they're treated the way. I mean, a lot of times, when we came up, I mean, we were like circus sideshow kind of things for a lot of the time.
Yes, we were.
You're part of that wrestling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, you're in the
Can I get a
WWE.
photo? Can I get an autograph?
And it's crazy the people that are fans.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh crap, that's you never think of it. Like backstage at any given night, who's going to show up, and they're just like wanting to tell you their wrestling stories and their interact. It's just like, dang, we do, we have impact on people's lives. And I think that's one of the greatest things where they're at now, is they're treated on the same level as other genres.
Well, I remember coming up, like when I was a fan growing up, like you almost didn't say you were a fan to other people, right? Like it was like a...
It's like a cult kind of thing.
You watched last night? Me too.
Yeah.
But now it's
Watch what?
Yeah. But now it's like you said, it's respected at a different level,
right,
than what it once was. And I'm sure you both feel that.
Well, but let's just back up a second. I think that just happened here over the last like year and a half, 2 years, where it's come back to a point to where you want to be, a part of professional wrestling. You don't mind saying you're a part of professional wrestling. I think the new direction. What do you think about the new direction in WWE?
I tell you what, I'm.
Because you've been there. You were there for the old genre. You were there for the old playbook that ran for 30 years. Now it's a totally different thing, and what do you think about it?
It's crazy. It's crazy to me how calm everything is backstage now. Paul's demeanor is so chill. He seems to every time I see him, I mean, he's got time to sit down and explain something to you. And it's just not that helter-skelter fire drill kind of thing, which I thrived in. I mean, I was part of it. You had to. You had to be able to. I just remember working on a promo all day long, and then 10 minutes before you go out, it's completely changed, and you have to come up like,
and you got to go out and do it, right?
And you got to go do it, and you got to do it live.
Yeah.
It's almost too calm for me.
Yeah.
And I know it's got to be better. It's got to be better for the athletes and the performers to get there and, okay, this is what we're going to do, and that's pretty much what's going to happen. That helter-skelter fire drill thing that happened every Monday night, you just expected it.
Right.
But it's got to be, especially for so much as young talent that there is, it's got to help them develop a little quicker, because they don't have that staring down the barrel of a gun kind of mentality. Somebody screaming at me, and I don't know if I'm that good already. But he's Paul is like so nurturing, I think, to the talent that it's going to really help a lot of people, because they're just different. The talent is different. They come in differently.
They learn different. I was just talking about this. I was having a discussion with Bubba Ray, and we was talking about this as far as the way the talent comes in now. We got this NIL program, where they come straight out of college. And they've, a lot of them have never wrestled. A lot of them have never watched wrestling before, and now they're getting into the business. There's no way we could, try to, talk to that guy, the way, we came up, or critique them, the way they're doing it compared to the way we did it. No. There's no way we can look at that the same at all, and that's why, for me, I get a huge kick out of, working with the next generation, seeing the next generation grow, and having them respond in a way to where they, pick it up. Just like we got this one girl, Tiffany Stratton, from the NIL program. And she's doing such a hell of a job. She's learned the wrestling side so quick. I mean, she's extraordinary from that side. Now we just got to make sure we work on her psychology and make sure we learn to work on those little bitty things to make sure they're complete. And the way I say it too is their era. It's going to be the way they remember it. And if we can have a hand in trying to show them, the the proper way of doing this is awesome. You know what I mean? It really could be awesome.
Yeah, you know, Booker and I sometimes have this conversation on the show. Like the two greatest regions for wrestling, I feel, is Canada and then Texas. When you think about all the people who've come out of Texas, I mean, we could have a 5-hour podcast just talking about. I have two Houston legends in front of me, and then you have Austin, you have Sean, Dusty, the list goes on and on. The Funks,
Brody,
of course.
yeah,
JBL, another one. I mean, there's so many guys who come out of Texas. What do you think it is about this state that produces such great talent?
Man, I tell you what, I think it's just the eras that came before us. Like there used to be 4 territories in Texas. There was the Funks, there was Bosch, Barron, and then the Von Erichs, right?
Yeah.
So wrestling has just like been a mainstay. It's like high school football, professional wrestling in Texas, and there's so many guys got their start. I wish. Did you ever meet Paul
Bosch?
Yeah.
Never met him.
I never did either.
Never met him.
I mean, he was such a influential. I was just curious. He was such an influential.
Man. Yeah. He's
person
a hero
for me. Once I just, I was a huge fan as a kid, but I just think wrestling with all these guys that would come through here, I think that just like. It was so interesting. Yeah. And then the Von Erich run. Right. As tragic a story as it is, but the Von Erichs, I mean, their run was they were rock stars.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. They
my
were
brother
rock
told me a
stars.
story. They came to Astroworld and they had to shut Astroworld down because of the fanatic women that were there for them.
It's ridiculous.
Seriously, though, I mean, I'm sure they were having a great time.
I'm sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure the Von Erichs, they was not one to party a little bit.
Rumor has it.
A little bit.
That's what I've heard. Rumor has it.
But growing up in Houston too, though, I mean, what do you remember about the city, and what did the city mean to you coming up? Because obviously we're 3 Houstonians sitting here. I love that city more than anything. I feel like. Oh
man, so many memories. A lot of it wrap around obviously wrestling, the Sam Houston Coliseum. I remember. I mean, the Astrodome. I was at that game where Earl Campbell went off for 180 on the Miami Dolphins. That was the start of the Love You Blue. I was at that game. Just being, Houston, it really is such a, and it always has been an eclectic, such a group. It's like a melting pot of people come to Houston, and such a great sports town and obviously a great wrestling town. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, I remember. I'll never forget the original Sheik. I remember he was, when he would come to Houston, man. It was like we didn't have a lot of money, but man, I would beg. I would beg. I wanted to see Jose Lothario or Big Joe LeDuc beat the Sheik, right? And that was just like me and a buddy across the street. My mom, they got enough money, and so my mom was going to take me and my buddy across the street, and she said, "Oh, I got tickets on the aisle," and me and my buddy are like, "Oh man, when the Sheik comes in, man, we're going to get in his face, and we're going to yell at him and all this stuff, right?" And so here he comes, and he's got his stuff on, and we're getting ready, and man, out of nowhere, like he made a mad dash towards us. We about took out a whole row. We about took out a whole row running from the Sheik. But I still, all these years later and all the things that I've done.
He was going to get him.
Oh yeah, we were going to give him grief. Yeah, we were going to call him names and everything. He made a dash at us, and man, we were nothing but assholes and elbows trying to get out of the way.
God,
we were knocking people over. But those memories, are just like they were yesterday.
Oh my God, man, that's so freaking crazy, man.
And meeting Andre, and you remember how Paul Bosch used to have the interview segments up on the stage?
Yeah.
I got close enough once when Andre was there and got to shake Andre's hand. Oh my gosh.
Amazing moment, huh?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. And the two eventually end up being in the same dressing room with him.
Oh, wow, man.
It was what I'm talking about, a full circle
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
But I remember I went back to my mom and I was like,
Yeah, right.
you couldn't see my hand. Like his hand ate my
his
hand.
fingers were so big.
Oh, it was
right?
like honey baked hams. I mean, they were huge, man.
I got a chance to shake his hand once, and man, I swear, man, it was a moment. But his hand was so big.
Was that like the biggest? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was that like the biggest full circle moment for you? Because Booker talks about one day you were at WCW and you saw on the run sheet it said Booker T versus Ric Flair.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, wow, I can't believe this is happening.
that's pretty-
yeah.
Was it being in the locker room with Andre, or was there another moment that comes to your mind?
That was kind of a moment that really stands out because I remember how excited I was as a kid.
Yeah.
Like people don't really understand how big Andre, not physically. I'm talking
Right.
about Andre was the first guy. He traveled all over the world. I mean, he was the face. I mean, he was the guy that was on the Tonight Show, and he was the face of wrestling before Hogan and any of those guys. And so when Andre would come, he would do maybe 2 weeks. I guess he would do the loop, and then he would go off to wherever else he was going, and to get the chance to meet him, and as a 10 or 11 tops, and to be able to sit there.
He was a real giant too.
Oh yeah, he was.
That's
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
was
He was
legit.
a legitimate giant.
Yeah, he was legit big.
It was something that you could not forget. You know what I mean? Meeting Andre the Giant is like a moment. Frozen in time. Man, but I tell you, man, you've been in the business a long time. You freaking pretty much did everything. And the thing is, I never saw the Undertaker outside of being the Undertaker.
No, to a fault, man. I knew I had been given a gift with that character, and I knew that I wanted to make it different. And back then, obviously, we didn't have to worry about cell phones and all of that stuff, but it was still like the character was so. I wanted it to be as realistic as possible, but the character itself was so over the top. But I wanted people, even if they didn't I didn't know if I wanted them to feel like I was a corpse or I was dead. I wanted people to understand that I was different.
Mm-hmm.
So I just made that commitment early on, like, you're going to live this thing. So all my clothes, like my street clothes, although they were different than my ring clothes, I mean, I always wore black jeans, I wore black boots, I wore black T-shirts. I had a coat made for winter that was just, and people would see me in the airports because that's obviously we travel every day, and people would see me, and you could just see it on their face, like, no, this dude's something wrong with him, right? And if they didn't know, if they weren't a wrestling fan, it was still like,
who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
The airport test. That's what I'm talking about. The airport test. Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? Or people would not come up to me. I'll never forget. It was my first time in Madison Square Garden, and back then, we had to come out that back door and cross the street.
Right through the fans.
Right through the fans, right?
Right through the parking garage, right through the fans.
So the Nasty Boys were there, and they came out. They were a little bit ahead of me, and the fans are wearing them out. I mean, just wearing them out. And, of course, they're being, they're being Jerry and Jerry and Ryan. And I walk out, and I'm stoic, and I kid you not, they just split. They just split and let me walk through, and no one said anything to me. This is early. This is early on, 90, 91.
Yeah.
And I walked right through them. As the Nasties were just getting hammered and pelted, they let me through. It's New York.
Yeah. Oh
right?
man, it's rowdy, man. It's rowdy walking through those fans. I've gotten ripped.
Yeah,
many times.
it's tough.
Through those.
That's a tough.
It's
That's
a tough crowd,
walk.
man. It's
That's
the
a tough
toughest
walk.
crowd you're ever going to work in front of.
Yeah. They will. Yeah, if you're on in the Garden, there's no greater feeling. I mean, there's nothing better than tearing it down in the Garden, and then having to make that walk though. Paul and I, because that didn't last long because I turned babyface pretty early on in my run. So it was like got to the point when by the time we turned babyfaces, it was like, okay, I'd lost a little bit of that. Like I was still I always worked the character, but now I'm a somewhat more approachable because I saved Miss Elizabeth, right? So Paul and I have, I don't know how it came about, but we would go park like 6 or 7 blocks over. There was another Ramada, and we would go park over there. And then the ambulance that would be at the Garden would come over there and pick us up. And we would go in the ambulance. They'd never see me come in. And then at the end of the night, we'd get back in the ambulance. And then they would drive us back over to our car. It worked great for years. It was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get in and out and then get into the tunnel and all that.
That's a really good idea.
Well, it was in the middle of winter. In the middle of winter, the ambulance pulls up to the car park. Doors open up. There's got to be 2,000 people. Somebody figured it out, man. There's 2,000 people there, and we have to wait, right? Because you have to give your ticket to somebody to go bring your car, and we're just standing behind this little glass partition in a freezing cold, waiting on our car to get pulled up, and it's just like, oh my gosh, the gig is up.
Yeah, somebody got smartened up.
Somebody, I don't know who stooged us off.
Somebody did.
One of the boys.
When you made that turn, though, to baby, just curious from a psychology standpoint, like, was it difficult to make the transition as, okay, here I am, the Undertaker, this undead zombie, killing everybody, no selling. Now I'm a baby. I got to figure out how to be vulnerable. I got to figure out how to, work this in a different way. Was it difficult?
At first, I continued to work the same way. I was just a killer. And then I had to kind of slowly start expanding the repertoire and figure out ways to make myself more vulnerable. And a lot of times, like talking about working the legs. It just made sense. And I got to work with Brett a lot. And Brett was really straightforward, and he was a no nonsense kind of wrestler.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah,
which is what I needed, because it's what helped me expand what I could do. Because I'll never forget one. I was working. It was when Randy Savage and Flair, they were wrestling on TV for the belt, and in the middle of the match, Vincent liked the way the match was going, so he stops the match right in the middle, and brought both of them back, and sent the dark match, who was Razor and I, and he sent the dark match to the ring, and he said, "Y'all just go until I tell you to go." So. Poor Scott, man, he is just wearing me. He's hammering me and whack and boom. Finally, he's so blown up because I ain't selling shit. He goes, Tank, can I please put you in a rear chin lock? I was like, all right, man, all right. So so he kicked me in the knee, and I think he gave me a big snapmare or something. And he was like, he was gassed. It was shortly thereafter that we finally got the cue that we could go home, man. But he was heaving, he was breathing so hard.
Oh man, those were stressful days back then too,
gosh.
right?
Yeah,
just get him out of the ring, get somebody else in there. Go to I tell you to go. That's just crazy.
It was nuts, man.
Oh man, all those years, doing it now, you've taken the mask off. Mm-hmm. Now you're out, you're doing your one-man shows. How difficult was that transition?
Man, it was tough. It was really, really difficult to, and it started at the Hall of Fame, because that was the first time that the general audience got to see me.
The Undertaker was gone.
And
the person,
and I had
there.
to throw it all. I had to. I couldn't halfway do it, and I really struggled putting that together, because how much do I want to give here?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, dude, this is the next page. This is the next chapter. you gotta give it up. And but it was difficult because I was always. It's funny, like as Undertaker, I could go out in front of 100,000 people and not bat an eye.
Now you yourself.
But as Mark Calloway,
Yeah.
I'd have a hard time delivering a speech to 10 people. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I couldn't speak publicly because I always had the protection of the character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it was difficult, and it took me a while. Like when I started doing podcasts and interviews and things like that, because I would find myself like. In my head, I'm like, should I say that? Shouldn't say that? Should I talk about this part of the business? Because I'd never done that. I'd never talked about the insides, the ins and outs of the business, and it didn't feel natural.
The Undertaker.
Out of character.
Yeah.
And then in the inner workings of the business, it just didn't feel natural to me because I always protected it.
Yeah.
And it was really difficult for me to get to a point where I could actually have a conversation and be comfortable.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
You know, when we're talking about psychology, because this is really what I'm interested in more so than anything in wrestling, it's just the psychology of putting a match together.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many quote unquote like gimmick matches that were made around the Undertaker character.
Right.
You know, the casket match, Buried Alive, Hell in a Cell,
Body bags.
Body Bag, Last Ride, concrete coffins, and there's so many different matches.
I was part of one of those.
Yeah, you were in a couple of those. Like putting that match together from a psychology thing again. Like, is that like an extra layer of like we really got to think about this, or is it so much I'm in the character I know how I can work this?
I knew. I mean, I was comfortable with all those kind of matches. It's trying to get who you're working with to buy into it. And if that person buys into, say, if it's a casket match, if they are openly terrified, which a lot of people are, of caskets and anything revolving around death, if they sell it, it's going to be easy. But if they don't put it over, like if they just walk by and look, there's a casket. You know, you have to. It depended on who the opponent was. They have to be worried about their imminent demise that could happen, and if they sell it like that, it's pretty easy. But a lot of times, a lot of people like they didn't want to look weak, or they didn't want to sell, or they didn't want to sell an inanimate object.
Right.
Like, no, it's gonna make this a lot easier. The more terrified you are of this. Yoko was awesome with it. You know, Yoko was terrified. Kamala was terrified of the caskets, and it made it easy because those are huge men, and to see them finally
selling it,
it's their kryptonite.
It's a real feeling too.
It is a real feeling.
Yeah.
And people, there's a lot of people that have experiences that like they don't want any part of it, and then it hits home. And when they see somebody else, it's like, yeah, that's what you get for messing with him. He's gonna put your ass in that box. You ain't getting out. So it was fun to have all those different kind of matches, and then play with the emotions of the audience with them.
Yeah, because you didn't like doing any of those.
Nah, you know what? I hated those kind of matches. But I do remember the one time I had to work with Taker, and I had the voodoo, Mama Shango working with me to come up with the potion and the spell.
Like a little bag of dirt.
Yeah, and I remember we was out and what was crazy about WWE, man, they go all the way out. They don't mess around when it's time to do a shoot.
Yeah,
and I don't know, 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, we're outside with burying Taker alive, supposedly, and the hand come up out of the dirt. And it was like late and that was cold. And I was like, man, what the what's going on here,
I've been on some shoots, like in the early days, early, like the one that really stands out is when I built Kamala's coffin. We did weeks of vignettes of me. Yeah, it was free. All those are done in winter in Connecticut.
Oh,
when I lost the casket match to Yokozuna, when all the guys came down, and I fought everybody in the ring. I think it was at a Rumble, maybe. I don't remember where it was at, but anyway, I ended up fighting all these guys. They dropped me. They put me in the casket. And then that's where my spirit ascends out of the casket and out of the building.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the next day, we're in a cemetery. We're shooting the vignettes for the return, and there's flesh freezing winds, and I'm in my wrestling gear. Right, there was no other gear than wrestling gear back then, and there was no budget for a trailer or anything. I remember sitting in Bruce Pritchard's car, heat on between takes, trying to warm up because I got nylon wrestling thing and I'm freezing to death. And they're like, all right, you ready? Okay, you're going to walk from the back, and there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, and I'm having to walk, through the snow, and it's just like. And it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when you wrap.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then somebody has this, okay, your flight's at 7. I'm like, what? It's out of Newark, and I'm in Connecticut. I was like, oh my gosh. But
man, that's weird.
It's come a long way, but the resources have always really been put in vignettes. And again, there's a lot of times where I've had matches where I wish they could just play the vignettes and not have to go out and have the match because it wasn't going to live up to expectations.
Vignettes, man, was great. But like I said, being out there and doing those shoots, man, sometimes it could be brutal. A lot of times I had Stephanie I was working with. Stephanie she was brutal, man. She would make you do it 10, 15 times, make you do it over
we
and
butted
over.
heads quite a bit.
Oh, my God. I'm like, what was wrong with you? One of those type of deals. Why are we charging us?
It's her last name.
But I remember working with you in that match, and we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. I remember working with you in that match, and the one thing that I swear, man, and you made me do it. No, I'm serious. But it was something that I used to watch. You do it with guys, and I just go, God, man, I never want to do that. I that's not going to work with me. And it's when you put me in the tombstone, and then right back, and then boom, we come back
do
up
the reversal.
And did the reversal. Oh man, I remember trying to pick your big ass up, and I was straight, and I was like, God, please don't let me mess this up. Like, oh yeah. Now, once I got there, I was happy, but I swear I used every ounce.
I'm trying to make him look like a superstar, right? And he don't want a part of it.
I swear to God, I got it, but I swear that was the one moment I thought the fans was gonna be going, "You messed it up." I swear, man. But no, what a time, man.
I have messed that up. Well, yeah, but that worked that night,
worked,
right?
It worked. Yeah, but I swear I had to pull every ounce of me. I ripped something. Trying to pull it out.
Trust me, but this is going to be great.
He's trying to give you the rub. You should take it. Just take it.
I took it, but man,
he took it reluctantly.
Reluctantly,
oh my God,
he took the rub.
Man, I swear I thought I was going to die that day, man, if I didn't pull it off.
So I want to ask you this too, because we had Steve Austin on the show, and Steve talked about how Booker was a little snug. Let's say when he was working.
I was done, was it?
And then he, one time I think you stiffed.
I stiffed Steve. I bust his lip.
And he said he couldn't wait to give him his receipt, right? Like he said, within 10 seconds, he was there ready to give him a receipt. So one, does Booker work snug to your recollection? And two, how patient are you with returning the receipt?
I'm pretty patient. It all depends on intent.
Right.
Like some guys just work very snug. But I remember this. I do remember this. It really I was taken back by it. So he clobbered me a couple good times, right? And I pride myself on my punches. Like I feel like I can make it look like I take your head off and not touch you. Every once in a while, one gets away from me because I throw them straight and I throw them right at your face. And I remember hitting him with one, and him having the audacity after cauliflower in one of my ears with his working punch. He goes, "Ooh, that seemed like that was a live wire." And I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" You've been waffling me for 15 minutes, and I let one slip, and you're calling me out on it? I was like, man. But in that sense, like I was patient because I'd much rather it be there than it miss.
Right.
Hey man, that's part of the business.
It is. It ain't ballet.
It ain't ballet. Yeah.
And so I would much rather it be. I'd much rather be on so I could sell it the right way. And it was always easy selling books punches.
You didn't have to do much, huh?
Hey man.
No, I just had to wake up.
Bro. That was part of it, man. I remember JBL hit me on the chin one day. We was at a house show. I was just waffling and wop, and he hit me right on the chin, and my knees just went. And I took a bump, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the heck just happened, man? But that's part of it, man. And it's not ballet. And the way we did it, it was a little bit different, but I must say it was the best time in the business, and working with you, man, was definitely.
Yeah, we did some good stuff.
It was a hell of a time, man, to actually be able to work with you and then fellowship with you at the same time and become a hell of a friend, man. I appreciate everything on all the times on the road as well as the times off the road, on the phone, everything, man. You've been a hell of a
no, man. No, it's been a hell of a run, man. I'm just. Yeah. I value a friendship, man.
Hey, man, to the end.
To the end.
To the end. Hey, guys, you've been inside the Hall of Fame. Taker, myself, Brad Gilmore, and like I say, till next time, peace. We love you. We out.
All right, guys, Brad Gilmore here from the Hall of Fame. I want to talk to you a second because this has been happening a lot lately. A whole lot. I don't know if it's just the holiday season, but it feels like every week someone's trying to run some kind of scam. I'm talking about fake tracking numbers. I'm talking about fake shopping sites. The whole gambit. I even had one come through that looked real enough that I almost clicked it, but the boat's not going to fall for that. But some people might. I almost have before. It's almost happened to me before, where you get that thing that says, hey, here's your tracking number. You ordered this, or this was charged this much on this account. And you're like, what is that? And you click it, and then, oh my gosh, they have your whole identity. Because look, around the holidays, you need to forget it because that's when scammers are out here trying to get busy because they know that we're busy. Everyone becomes the target for scams during this time, and that's why Cash App builds in protection to help keep your money safe while you're checking off that holiday list. If you're about to spend some money for somebody or to somebody for a deal that's too good to be true, Cash App will flag it as a potential scam. They'll warn you before you send the money. Cash App also gives you an extra layer of protection, which with features like the security lock. You can require a PIN, Face ID, or fingerprint to unlock your account and move money. So even if someone gets a hold of your unlocked phone at a holiday party, your money's right where you left it. Gift yourself some peace of mind this holiday season with Cash App. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real. Just download the Cash App, use our exclusive referral code, SECURE10, and send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's it. It's Cash App. Yes, that is Cash App, baby. Cash App is a financial service platform, and it's not a bank. Banking services are provided by Cash App's bank partners, prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. See terms and conditions at cash.app/legal/US/EN-US-card-agreement. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. And while I have you, this is what I want to talk about now. I want to talk about Mars men. Yes, let's be real. Come on, guys. I don't think we talk about this stuff enough. I'm in my early 30s now, almost 33 years of age, and out of nowhere, it felt like a switch flipped. I was still working out, still eating the same, still doing the things that I've always did, but the energy just wasn't there. Nobody warned you about that, right? One day you're flying through your day, hitting the gym, getting work done, feeling sharp, and then the next day, it's like you're wading through the mud. Everything feels heavier, everything feels lower, and you're thinking, man, is this just what getting older is all about? Well, here's the wild part. Most men are losing testosterone around the age of 30. About 1% every year. I didn't even know that until it hit me personally. And then I learned that it's honestly crazy. Your body makes testosterone, but a ton of it gets locked away. There's a big protein called SHBG. Think about it like it's testosterone handcuffs. Even if your body is producing enough testosterone, SHBG locks it up so you can't actually access it. It's like having money in your account, but your debit card won't swipe. And that's why I started using Mars Med. And here's what I love about it. It's designed to help free up that locked up testosterone in your body. And it can actually do what it does. And it actually uses what your body already has. So we're not talking about no needles. We're no synthetics, no anything, just real ingredients. And man, does the difference feel so real. I keep this bottle right here, okay? It's right here on my desk, okay? And guess what? The workouts, they feel stronger, faster recovery, and it's steady, natural energy throughout the day. Not the shaky caffeine buzz. This is like a clean internal engine turning back on. More focus, more drive, more of that. I'm feeling like me again. And all natural stuff. I'm talking about Tongkat Ali, Shilajit, vitamin C, zinc, boron. 8 clinically dosed ingredients made in the USA, third-party tested, and even have a 90-day money-back guarantee. So what's the worst case? You try it, it's not your thing, cool. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels, and the reviews are crazy. Thousands of guys are talking about how good they feel. Now, let me give you this deal because it's a wild one. For a limited time, only get 60% off for life and 2 free gifts when you use promo code Booker at mengotomars.com. Excuse me, that's mengotomars.com. mengotomars.com. Use the promo code Booker, Booker. And after you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that the Hall of Fame sent you. Now, can you dig that? Back to this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program. Man, I got to tell you, BT, I never thought I'd care this much about a wallet, but Ridge Wallet has completely changed the game for me. Before this, I was carrying around that old school leather wallet. It was falling apart. It was bulky and jammed from receipts from like 1996. Even though I was only 4 years old, it looked like I had a cheeseburger in my back pocket. But with Ridge, it's sleek, it's strong. It holds up to 12 cards plus cash and is made from premium materials. I'm talking aluminum, or as my folks across the pond say, aluminium, carbon fiber, titanium. This thing is like the superhero of wallets. And y'all know I love my gear. I gotta be sharp, I gotta be clean. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh. So yeah, I'm so fresh and so clean. And I also need to be functional. So this is what is huge for me. This wallet has RFID blocking tech, so nobody's stealing your info while you're walking down the street. That's peace of mind. And check this out. Mine is made of carbon fiber, but they have 50 colors and styles to choose from. It's the last wallet you'll ever need. And with Ridge's lifetime warranty, it's not just hype, it's real.
Right now, Ridge is running their huge Memorial Day sale. You can get up to 40% off at ridge.com/Booker. That's ridge.com/Booker. Don't miss their biggest sale of the year. And when they ask how you heard about them, make sure you tell them you heard them right here on the Hall of Fame podcast with Brad Gilmore and Booker T. Hey, and don't forget, support the show and level up, baby.
You know, life always doesn't wait for a payday. There's been times where I needed some gas money, groceries, or even grab some last-minute tickets for a big night out, and payday, it was still days away. That's why I love talking about the game-changing app like EarnIn. EarnIn is the app that lets you access your pay your way as you earn it, and up to $150 a day with a maximum of $750 between checks. There's no interest, there's no credit checks, there's no mandatory fees. It's not a loan. This is your money. Just download the EarnIn app, add in your work info, and you can start accessing your pay right away. You can even leave an optional tip to help support the app for everybody. Then, any money you access plus any tip is simply paid back from your next paycheck. So imagine this. Your daughter's school shoes are on sale, but payday's not until Friday. Well, with EarnIn, you don't have to wait. Or maybe you got a surprise dinner plan with someone special. Don't put it off. That's the kind of financial momentum that EarnIn gives you. Millions of people are using it. I wish I had EarnIn back in the day when I first started it out, especially when you're trying to balance bills, gigs, and unexpected stuff like a vet bill or even car repairs. So download EarnIn today. That's EARNIN in the Google Play or Apple App Store. And when you do, type in Hall of Fame under podcast when you sign up. That's Hall of Fame under podcast. It really helps the show and helps you get paid when you need it most. EarnIn is a financial technology company. It's not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days. Expedited transfers are available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. Make EarnIn a part of your financial routine and join over 4 million people using it to turn any day into payday. It's your money. Take control of it with EarnIn.